Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Yeah Gaming. How y'all doing on this fine
Tuesday
morning? Nice
Tuesday
morning. I'm definitely not recording this the day before. Anyway, MUZY's back. This is news to me. But apparently there's a lot of MUZY news that I've just been ignoring for some reason. Even though I made an entire video on MUZY, I should probably be on top of MUZY news. But fuck it, better late than never. We're talking about the MUZY news, but make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Appreciate you all. Let's get into this fucking shit, man. I don't even know. Alright, so if you haven't watched, which I don't know how many of you would have, but you should, if you haven't watched Isaac, aka the Banist's newest video on Bokkie, I highly recommend it, because the only reason I know about this is because I watched that video. Somehow I didn't know about it before. But the TLDR of that video is that there is a Mascot horror game called Bokkie, and the dev of it stole assets from Poppy Playtime to make the monsters in the game. And that game was taken down by Mob Games. And then was put back up, and it still has the illegal content in it, so I think it's gonna get taken down again. So pretty much just shitty Mascot horror game. Moist Critical played it. I almost made a video on it on this channel when it came out. I didn't do it though. But yeah, so Moist Critical played it, you know, shitty Mascot horror game, and it stole assets from Poppy Playtime. Most notably, the mouth of Huggy Wuggy and the bow of Huggy Wuggy are pretty much identical. So those assets were taken directly from the game, and the game was taken down because of that, and now it's back up for some reason, even though the content is still there. They just slightly tweaked it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get taken down again. So anyway, TLDR, shitty game, stolen assets, whatever. It's not a huge deal on my end. Like, I don't, what's, like, yeah, it sucks. It's bad, obviously, but like, I had not talked about this game before, or dev before. Like, this is not like anything I should super be caring about, just for this channel. However, something I should be caring about for this channel is our good friend MUZY. Now, if you don't remember MUZY, I don't know why you wouldn't. It got a main channel video, it got multiple videos on this channel, but pretty much it's just a short Mascot horror game that's kind of okay. It's not very good. It has a gun in it, and you don't even need to use the gun the entire game for some reason, which is great. Anyway, you all probably know about that, and obviously, if you watched my video on it, you would know that game ends in a cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. If I didn't, whatever. The game ends in a cliffhanger, if I didn't mention that. So MUZY Chapter 2 was kind of an obvious thing that was going to happen, and to my knowledge, it is happening. I don't know exactly where that was said, but I'm probably in the Discord or something, which I'm not joining. I don't care. Don't harass or bother any of the people I talk in this video, by the way. Just putting that out there because we're about to get into someone specific. But and this has nothing to do with the MUZY dev. They're fine. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Chapter 2 is coming, which is fine. Like I said in my video, if it's a substantial upgrade in quality and environment and everything, I'll definitely make a video on it. I'll talk about it. No problem. I enjoyed making the first video enough. So yeah, looking out for MUZY. However, alongside MUZY Chapter 2 being in development, something else is also in development, which is a MUZY Chapter 1 remake. I'm pretty sure it's a remake. It's either a remake or a reimagining or some kind of spin-off thing called MUZY Dark Toyland. And MUZY Dark Toyland, from the screenshots I can see, it doesn't look that much different. It's supposed to be an 18+ more mature take on the game, but it really does not look that much different. And all the character models seem to be the same, unless they're hiding like more crazy versions of them or something. A lot of the assets seem to just be taken from the original game. Like, there doesn't seem to be a lot of original new assets that would really make this stand apart as an 18+ experience, like an actual like adult game. It really just feels like MUZY again from what I'm seeing. There's a little like video of Mega MUZY or whatever his name is swinging on some bars and kicking you, which is kind of cool. There's really not a lot to look at here though. Oh, it's Alpha MUZY. My bad. It's how can I forget? It's Alpha MUZY. But yeah, I think the idea of remaking MUZY for an 18+ audience is neat in concept. Because obviously that game was very kiddie, obviously, like most Mascot horror games. But if you're gonna do that, you might as well do it, like commit to it, and actually like go fully with it. Now, you're probably wondering how the rant I had at the beginning of this video regarding what Isaac's video talked about, and what MUZY, especially MUZY Dark Toyland, have in common. Now, would it be crazy if I told you that the person developing MUZY Dark Toyland is the same fucking guy who made Bokkie? Yep, it's the same guy. And Bokkie wasn't much of an 18+ experience or 18+ game either. It's very, standard Mascot horror shit. And that game has like no original assets for like monsters and stuff, so I have no faith this game is gonna have you know, like cooler takes on the character designs for an 18+ environment or game. No, not at all. So this remake or spin-off or whatever MUZY Dark Toyland is being made by someone who is a known serial plagiarizer and has stolen assets and had their game taken off Steam. This is not just speculation. Their game was taken off Steam. I don't know how this happened. Galactic Crows, the publisher of MUZY, I talked about this in their video, and I totally agree. They really need to, you know, think about who they're employing and who they have on their team. Because all these people that are under their publishing label represent them. Whether they like it or not, they represent them. And having a serial plagiarizer making a remake of a game, one of your more popular games on your label, is crazy. Not that I think that MUZY Dark Toyland is going to have any, like, stolen assets, because all the assets are just taken from MUZY. It's an officially licensed, you know, asset rip, which is fine. But I have no faith that this game is going to be anything amazing when the dev Bokkie has pretty much all negative reviews. They're not very, it's not a very good game. And the dev is known for doing shitty stuff. Now, like I said, don't bother the dev at all. I'm not even saying their name. I'm not saying their name. I don't care. Do not bother the dev. They don't deserve people fucking harassing them. That's a shitty feeling, you know, whatever. Don't do that. But I do think they deserve some repercussions for plagiarizing a game and having it being taken down, and then putting it back up without removing the plagiarized content, and then still working on this MUZY remake when the last thing this person should be doing is working on a remake of anything. They should probably be taking a step back and maybe they should stop plagiarizing shit. I'm sure all these people are like kids or something. I'm not really sure about this guy. I know the MUZY dev is young, which I mentioned in my main video on them. They're fine. I have no issue with the MUZY dev. You know, MUZY's a funny game. But I do have an issue, even regardless, like, even if they're young, I think it's a life lesson to learn that you shouldn't be plagiarizing shit. If you plagiarize shit in school, there are consequences. If you plagiarize shit for a fucking paid video game, there should be consequences. And having your, you know, being removed from a publishing label and having your game be canceled, your MUZY 18+ remake, seems like a pretty good, decent punishment, especially if they're young. Like, that's not going to ruin their life. That's going to be a life lesson. And I think Galactic Crows is doing themselves a disservice if they keep this person on their their publishing label, who is known for being a serial plagiarizer and, you know, harassing people and denying being a plagiarizer and, like, putting all the blame on literally anybody but themselves. Once again, you really should watch the baddest video on Bokkie, because they go into so much more detail than I'm going into here on this dev and the shit they've done to people. And it's not like the craziest shit ever, right? They're not like the worst person ever, but they have gone out of their way to deny plagiarizing when it's very obvious and easily provable. And they have gone out of their way to pretty much harass people in DMs, spam them over and over again because they were trying to call them out, which is shitty behavior. So, like I said, regardless of their age, I feel like consequences should be on the table here. And I feel like the easiest thing to do is, obviously their game is probably going to get taken off Steam again, and hopefully they don't try to put it up again unless they actually remove the, copyrighted assets. But I think a real, genuine punishment would be to cancel MUZY Dark Toyland or give it to a different developer. Because why would Galactic Crows want this person on their team? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe they just don't know about all this, but after Isaac's video, and hopefully this video, hopefully they know about all this, because, I don't know, this is just a really shitty situation, and I think an idea of an 18+ MUZY remake could be cool. It should not be made by this person. They do not deserve to make this game, at all, not at all. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. So, a little bit of a rant video for today, but thank you all so much for watching. I've been, Gaming, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.